and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life, with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company. protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. At beautiful Parentis Park as we get you set for the final game of at least the home stretch for the Vermillion Tanagers. Good evening. Along with Tavin, I'm Heath Nimke. What a beautiful, beautiful day that we have you set for, I guess you could say, some Wednesday night baseball as the Vermillion Tanagers and the Wagner Red Raiders come into tonight jockeying for position when it comes to the playoffs. Ultimately, where are you going to land yourselves at when it comes to the region tournament? And more specifically, within the region, where are you going to be traveling to? As it looks like, as of right now, it could be eventually Dakota Valley. Now, that's not necessarily how the standings all look at the moment, but yet still a lot to be kind of shuffled around here in the next few days. And even the next week before the end of this season is coming up quickly, and we do get into those region tournaments, as I mentioned, along with our producer, Tavin. Tavin, first off, let's talk about the Vermillion Tanagers. It seems like it has been go, go, go for them over the past couple of weeks, but now they've finally had some kind of time to rest. They had a game on Sunday. You get the day off over the past couple of days before this game on Wednesday. How nice is that for the Vermillion Tanagers to finally get some rest and kind of get the arms back underneath of them? Well, it's got to feel really good. No matter who you are, you're going to want a couple days of rest. I mean, for this Vermillion squad, after coming off a big win that they had, you're going to need that rest. You're going into the playoffs. You're going into a big section of the baseball season, and you want to have that rest. Make sure everybody's ready to go along with your pitchers in that matter. We talk about the Vermillion Tanagers and what the season that they have had so far, coming into tonight 6-7. As we know, going into it, it was going to be a young team. We didn't know necessarily what to expect from this group, but this was a team that kind of came off to the slow start, if you will. You even go back to that first game where we were in Beersford. They played against Lanks, losing 4-3. It seemed like that was maybe a game that Vermillion could have had, but from there, they faced some tougher teams, including the Bonhomme Cavaliers, lost by 9 runs, and that was all part of a 4-game skid to open up the season. But after that, Vermillion really got things going as they went on a 4-game win streak that got them back to 500 on the season before you go back to almost a week ago against Elk Point Jefferson, lost 8-1, and then last Thursday in what ended up being a lightning cancellation, if you will, losing against Dakota Valley 7-0, then going on the road to take on the Parkson Trojans at the Pond, losing that one 3-2. So again, went on that little bit of a 3-game losing skid, but then Vermillion bounced back nicely on Sunday, getting the win against Scotland Menno, the Trappers there, 3-2, and then once again getting another big victory over Beersford Alcester Hudson, 16-7 on Monday. As I mentioned, had the day off yesterday, but now play against the Wagner Red Raiders. Tavin, as we now look ahead, kind of the rest of this schedule, get ready to play Bonhomme, also Dakota Valley, Elk Point Jefferson, the next 3 games on the schedule, including Bonhomme tomorrow on the road. As I mentioned, Dakota Valley Monday on the road, Tuesday against Elk Point Jefferson on the road. 3 teams there that Vermillion has lost against. How important is it to find a win here tonight against Wagner and move on to those last 3 road games with momentum?
Yeah, you just want to be kind of together as a team, and I think if you can get a win at home, if you're the Tanagers, it's going to kind of bring you all together, go on the road, and you're going to play a lot better after a huge win. As many say, your role players play better at home, so we're going to see a lot of that here today.
Well, as we also talk about the Wagner Red Raiders, a team that is kind of jockeying right there for position with the Vermillion Tanagers as of Monday, looking at that playoff picture. Wagner was the 7 seed, Vermillion was the 6 seed, but Wagner 4-4, including all their games, have been right there 4-4 within the region as well. They have had some big wins over good teams, like we mentioned, against Parkston, but they've also had some tough losses as well this season. So this one could really determine how seeding plays out when it comes to the postseason. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we have plenty more on the pregame show as we get you set for Vermillion versus Wagner. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Farm, welcome back to the Vermillion Tanager Press Box, proud supporter of Tangent Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as we get you set for Vermillion versus the Wagner Red Raiders on this Wednesday evening for some baseball. Getting set for our first pitch coming up at 6:15 here as the Wagner Red Raiders show up a little bit later than what we'd expect. Got here just after 5:30 and maybe closer to 5:40 or so. So maybe about 20 minutes or whatnot that they have been here. So again, giving them a little bit more time to warm up. Whereas the Vermillion Tanagers, well, they've been here since by the time we got here, just after 4 o'clock. So they're nice, well rested, I guess warmed up, if you will, as well to get this one underway. But we're currently waiting for the Wagner Red Raiders and also waiting for the entire rosters to come out as well. So we'll get to all that, including our assistant manager conversation. We'll catch up with Coach Leaf. That's also coming up here on the pregame show. But right now we've been talking about the playoff picture as that gets a little bit closer, the playoffs and how they are all going to be looking. Right now, let's get into it as of Monday. Yes, we understand Wednesday some games have happened, but not everything up to date at the moment. But going into Monday, when we looked at the overall standings, Dakota Valley was in first in Region 1 and Bonhomme was in second. Now, Bonhomme has not lost a region game. In fact, have not lost a game yet this season. Standings do need to be changed around, and Bonhomme will eventually jump over Dakota Valley. Dakota Valley's only loss so far this season does come against Bonhomme, but nonetheless, those two teams have separated themselves so far within Region 1 that those two teams will be hosting when it comes to the region tournament. After that, Oak Point Jefferson finds themselves in third at 6-3 in the region. Scotland Meadow 6-3 in the region as well. You may remember Vermillion beat them on Sunday. In fifth, it is Parks and Ethan Tripp at 5-4. Vermillion again as of Monday was 5-5 at that 6th seed. Wagner was at the 7th seed of 4-4 inside region play. Parker was in 8th at 3-5. Canastota Freeman at Marion at 3-5. Centerville Viber Curley 2-7. Canton at 1-8, and Beersford 0-9. Again, those were all the standings as of Monday, but this is kind of that position right now as we look ahead. Vermillion currently still is just slightly above Wagner, so they are kind of jockeying for position on where they could end up at. But again, Vermillion does have some top I should say the top teams yet to come up. Again, we talk about what's remaining on their schedule. Elk Point, Jefferson, Bon Homme, and Dakota Valley all on the road, all the top 3 teams in the region standings. So, Tavin, going to be extremely difficult for this Vermillion team to find themselves in a good spot when it comes to the region playoffs, but just definitely need to be building that momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts here. One game at a time. This is where it's going to start. You're going to face a team that's lower than you in the standings, but if they're lower than you, you should probably beat them. So they're going to have to find some momentum here and defeat the Red Raiders.
Now, we have not got the official, if you will, lineup yet for the Wagner Red Raiders, but for the Vermillion Tanagers, we do have that information in front of us as of right now. And when you look at the mound on the bump, it's Jack Moskowitz for the Vermillion Tanagers. He has been phenomenal so far. What do you think about going with the ace tonight against the Wagner Red Raiders?
Well, this, like we said before, this is a game you should win. So why don't you go put your best pitcher out there and have him go against a team that you need to beat to stay above them. It's a smart move. If you're a Tanagers fan, have somebody you can trust and go out there and pitch a ball game.
This is a team that also, again, played on Monday against Beersford Alcester. Hudson, they have gotten double digits each time when it comes to runs, beating them by 10 and beating them by 9. And this has been a team that we have seen Tavin at points get the bats going, but they've also struggled to get the bats going as well. How important is it to find offense early in this game tonight?
Well, if you're hoping Jack Moskowitz has a good game on the mound, you can kind of trust him a little bit defensively wise. But if you're going offensively, it's one person after another. Make some good contact. Good contact is going to lead to base hits. Base hits leads to runs. That's just simply as you put it.
You talk about base hits. Connor Peterson, the leadoff batter, he's had his moments so far this season. You could continue to go down the line, but one player that maybe has struggled at points, Carter Hansen, even maybe at times Jack Vitt has been reliable, but other times you kind of question where he's swinging outside the zone. Who do you look to really get this offense going tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers?
Well, it's going to be everybody. I mean, Connor Peterson, to start everything off, is going to have himself a good game. Be that starting momentum for the team and let everybody else kind of push you around the bases. So I think he's going to have to start it off for this team.
6:15 is expected first pitch as, again, Wagner arrives late to Parentis Park, so first pitch has been pushed back just a little bit, as right now Vermillion is in the infield and they are going through their warm-ups. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have our lineups, and also assistant manager Tyler Leaf will be on the way as well. That's coming up here on the pregame show on Live Ticket TV.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan. To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University,
Welcome back to Parentis Park as we get you set for this matchup between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Wagner Red Raiders. Again, first pitch coming up just about 6:15. So here in a few moments as again Wagner arrives late to Parentis Park, and that is kind of the delay in action that we are seeing as again the first pitch is coming up here in about 10 minutes time or so. A great night here at the ballpark as well as Vermillion does honor two seniors. That has been the theme all season long as this is such a young team, and even talking about the two seniors as well. Of course, they have been behind so much great talent over the past few years, including last year's team that eventually won the Legion title. But we remember Jack Vitt and Eric Solzy for all their hard work. Of course, two-home Avon team has separated themselves so much from the rest of the standings. Again, Vermillion coming into this one sitting just above Wagner in the standings, and they're looking to get that win before Vermillion wraps up their final 3 games on the road this season, including coming up tomorrow on the road against Bonhomme, and then next week as well against Dakota Valley and Elk Point Jefferson. All three of those teams within the top 3 of the standings. So Vermillion is certainly going to need to try to find some wins. Let's continue on here on our pregame show as it's time to get to our manager's conversation. As today we sat down with the assistant manager, Tyler Leaf, to talk more about this Vermillion team and where they find themselves at in the standings, and also remembering the two seniors here on senior night. Here he is on the pregame show. It's assistant manager Tyler Leaf. Back here on the pregame show as we're joined with assistant manager Coach Leaf. And Coach, it's been some time since we last saw you, and it's kind of been up and down for the past couple of weeks. This team has finally found some wins, but of course have run into some tougher teams along the way, including Dakota Valley just the other week. What's the mindset going now into the end of the season here? A couple more games left and a couple more on the road.
Just finishing strong, taking the positives away from those losses and taking, I guess, the positives from the wins too. So we're playing better, obviously, against Dakota Valley, a really good team. Didn't come out very, very hot, didn't have our best stuff, but we saw a lot better improvement against Parkston. And, even though we lost, there's still a lot to learn from those games. So
it's also been kind of this break that you've had more time, if you will, to start resting pitchers, rest some guys, and kind of get more into a flow of it instead of one game after another. How has that feeling been like getting back into practice?
It's good. Playing games is always fun, and but it can get tiring for sure, and especially with such a young team that maybe hasn't played so many games. I think we've played at least 5 games in the last 10 days or so getting back and just kind of having light practices, getting into the cage and just swinging, it's helped a lot.
Well, it's nice to see these guys continue to grow. As you do look ahead to postseason, what is the message to just try to finish strong in these last couple of games and not to look too far ahead into what could happen this postseason?
I would just say, believe in yourselves and just taking each game as the most important game, especially, the one we have tonight against Wagner, our last region game that kind of decides on where we're going for regions. So crazy enough, this is our biggest game of the year so far, and so the kids are ready, and me and Tommy are ready, and so hopefully we can have a good one tonight.
Well, the Wagner Red Raiders, as we always know when it comes to baseball, you can't have the film that you look at like a lot of other coaches. You just kind of hear word of mouth. You look at the Game Changer app and kind of see what happens. But what do you know about Wagner, if anything?
They have some pretty good wins out there. Played a couple competitive games, and our records are right there with each other. And I think they're the 5th seed maybe right now, and we're the 4 or one of the 2. So, like I said, it's the biggest game we've had. Kind of decides where we're going and kind of get a right direction going into the regions and stuff.
This is also the last regular season home game as we honor 2 seniors as well, Eric Solsley and Jack Vitt. I know you've been able to kind of watch these guys grow up throughout the years. How exciting has it been to watch their careers grow?
It's awesome. They're two of the good kids that I know, and not having the group in front of them, 13 seniors. They never really saw a lot of playing time, especially at like the varsity level or the Legion level, but what we've seen from them this year, just keeping improving and just being leaders on the team with such a young squad full of sophomores and freshmen. And for the most part, they're 2 kids that we'll surely miss, and we're very proud of them for sure.
Manager Leaf, let's have a good night. Let's go with the Red Raiders, all right?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There he is once again. It's Tyler Leaf here on the pregame show, the assistant manager for the Vermillion Tanagers, as this one is a crucial one for Vermillion as they try to find a much-needed win and before they get ready for a very daunting end of their season. The top 3 teams on the road before the region tournament coming up in no time at all. Again, first pitch was set for 6 o'clock. We're going to be having it here in just a little bit as this game has been pushed back due to Wagner a little bit late here to Parentis Park. The managers are going to meet here at home plate, go over the final few instructions as we do have the lineups as well. As let's bring Tavin back in. Tavin, if you will, let's take a look at the lineups for both the Wagner Red Raiders and for the Vermillion Tanagers. What are we going to see tonight for the Red Raiders when it comes to their lineup?
Well, it's going to start off with their catcher in Loafer, second base in Carta, their shortstop in Link, first base in Slaba. Their pitcher for tonight is going to be Pasica, third base is going to be Doom, center field is going to be Suckup, right field is going to be Hopkins, and left field, the name we were looking at for a little bit there, Kirkshaw. It's going to be out in left field. And for Vermillion, kind of that same lineup that they had the last couple games. Peterson's going to be hitting off first for the Tanagers, starting at shortstop. Left fielder is going to be Connor Rohrig. At catcher is going to be Haig. Third base is going to be Carter Hansen. First base is going to be that one of the seniors, Solsley. Second base is going to be Hansen. DH is going to be the other senior in Jack Vitt. Right field is going to be Christofferson. Center field is going to be Rube. And at pitching for the Tanagers is going to be Mosowitz.
And there is the lineups for both the Vermillion Tanagers and the Wagner Red Raiders as first pitch is coming up here in just a moment. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, it will be time for first pitch here at Parentis Park. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Back here at Parentis Park on a beautiful Wednesday evening as we get you set for first pitch between Vermillion versus Wagner. What a beautiful evening. Doesn't get much better than this, Tavin. Final thoughts as we get set for this matchup. Huge one when it comes to the region standings and what is going to play out the last region game for the Vermillion Tanagers, last home game of the regular season as well. What are you expecting to see from both these two teams?
Well, I have a feeling that both of them are going to want to play for themselves. They don't really care about what the rest of the seedings look like in this very moment. What really matters is the game today. So they both want to come out with a win, and maybe Wagner can jump Vermillion, or Vermillion can kind of hold off the Red Raiders, but both teams are going to want it very badly today.
Yeah, going to be very, very interesting. Now, don't know a whole lot about the Wagner Red Raiders, so I can't necessarily speak to the Wagner Red Raiders, but Pasica will be their pitcher coming up here this evening. But for the Vermillion Tanagers, if you will, Jack Moskowitz is what is known as the ace for Vermillion. He is on the mound tonight. You like to see him work through his progression early. And that being said, Tavin, what do you think? Do you think you ride with Jack for as long as you can this evening, knowing the matchups coming up later on this week and even into next week? Or do you maybe play the numbers game a little bit?
I think you kind of have to play the numbers game, depending on how, if you have a lead going into the later halves of the game, you might want to see him get out so you can put a couple different players in, keep them warm, keep him warm for maybe a bigger game against Dakota Valley or another team like that.
Leffler will step up to bat and lead things off for the Wagner Red Raiders. The catcher sees the very, very first pitch of the evening and flies this one out as Peterson, the shortstop, is able to catch up to it and collect for out number one. Maybe work through your pitch progression just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, when you got that first pitch going, you do whatever you want, I guess, at this point.
Leffler just saw the very first pitch. It was high as well and just flew it out to left field just beyond the third baseman, Hansen. In fact, Warwick, Hansen, and Peterson were all coming in on it, but Peterson was the one who got for out number one. Now Sarda will step up to bat. Already the 1-0 swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1. So Sarda up to bat, and Link is the third man up to bat. Slaba, the cleanup hitter, if we get to him. And this one's going to be flown out into left field, and tripping over his own feet out there in left is Rohrig as the ball gets above his head. And this is going to be a stand-up double for Sarda. Rohrig had it out there. Looked like he was going to try to catch up to it, but again kind of tripped and stumbled over his own feet, staying on his feet, but able not to get to it in time. But a nice hit as well by Sarda out there in left field. So now with a runner on second base, Link is up to bat, and he watches this one bounce in. It's going to be collected by Haig, the catcher who does stay in front of it. Sarda decided to look over to third, kind of made a motion that way, but Haig was going to throw him out if he did try to steal third. Moskowitz kicks and fires, and this one is going to be hit out into left as well. Rohrig, this time it gets above his head on a nicely hit ball, and this one is trying to be a triple here for Link. Throw over to third is going to be not in time, or do they say out? Nope, they say slides into third safely, so it's a triple for Link, and it drives in a run, and Wagner leads it 1-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. Well, Tavin, great back-to-back hits here for the Wagner Red Raiders, especially out there to left field.
Yeah, they're really finding that groove out there, making Rohrig work right away.
And now, this time, it's a first pitch and a ground ball as Slaba hits it right back to Trey Hansen, and Hansen throws over to first for the simple out, but Link is able to score on the ground ball, and it's now 2-0. The Red Raiders lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers, as now it's the pitcher, Pasica, who will step up to bat. Let's see if we can't adjust it here on my thing for a moment. Have him in as my book as number 16, but he's wearing number 7 tonight. And this one, it's a fly ball right back to, a line drive, I should say, to Trey Hansen, and that will be out number 3. But Tavin, some damage is done. 2 runs on 2 hits. In fact, though, it took just 8 pitches. So we'll move to the bottom of the first. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your...
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Prentice Park, as Wagner is able to get 2 hits and 2 runs come across, and they lead it 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the first here at Parentis Park, the final home game of the season for the Vermillion Tanagers before they wrap up their regular season with 3 games on the road, including taking on all the top 3 teams in Region 1. Connor Peterson will lead things off tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers, just as he has done all season long. Again, Pasica is the pitcher this evening for the Wagner Red Raiders, as the first pitch is in low for a ball, 1-0 the count. This one swing and a miss. Tavin, how important, as we talk about in our pregame show, but now we can talk about it even more, already down 2-0 in the bottom of the first to get the bats going right away.
Yeah, I mean, now you're coming down behind in this game. You're going to want somebody to kind of step up. And, I mean, Vermillion's kind of struggled in the beginning innings. They kind of get a little something going throughout the game. But maybe, like, you have to think that somebody's going to have to step up. These runs are going to have to come early now.
The 1-2, and this one's going to be well outside, gets away from the catcher as well. The count now 2-2, and you bring up a good point as well. Vermillion Tanagers have struggled this season once they go down against teams to climb out of it and to make a comeback. Usually they're not able to do so. They've only done that once so far this season. As the pitch is behind Peterson, he moved out of the way to avoid hit by pitch. The count is now full. And the only time they have come back so far this season, they found themselves down 1-0 after the top of the first, eventually winning 8-1. The foul ball, trying to catch up to it, and going to do so in time. Out in foul territory is the first baseman, Slaba, and there is one away. Good at bat for Peterson, Tavin, but not the way you want to finish it out.
Yeah, he was battling there in the late, kind of went down early, battled back, but then just popped one up a little too far out of the zone.
Rollrig now steps up to bat. He has struggled at times this season to find his bat going. He sees the first pitch, this one upstairs for a ball. 1-0 is the count. And so far for Pasica now, up to 7 pitches. He hasn't necessarily found the zone. I mean, it's just been kind of everywhere so far for him. And this one inside for ball number 2. As we mentioned, Pasica, and his pitching so far, 8 pitches, 5 balls, and 3 strikes. The 2-0, this one finally finds the strike zone. 2-1 the count. Rollrig and Haig up to bat next. Cleanup batter is Carter Hansen. Ground ball that is going to go over to first baseman, and he collects, and covering over there at first is Pasica, and there is 2 away. Again, Slava got right there in front of Sarda to make the play, and a great play it was by Pasica, the pitcher, to cover.
Yeah, it seemed like Roller was going to get there for a couple moments, but Pasica turned on the Jets to cover first base, and it obviously ends with another out.
So now 2 away. Here in the bottom of the first, in the first pitch, Haig is in for a called strike. In fact, he moved out of the way thinking he was going to be hit by the pitch. And the curveball back inside, 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, this one will hit Haig as it hits him right in the back, the small of the back. Again, Pasica has not been under control of his pitches so far, as now up to bat will be Carter Hansen. Again, Hansen has struggled at points so far this season as well. And now we're going to get a courtesy runner in for Haig to put on the gear of ignorance once again, as Nolan Nygrod will step in to be the courtesy runner over at first base. As Hansen will dig in again, Wagner leads it over Vermillion 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Going to check on Nolan as he's able to slide back in safely over at first, taking a minimal lead off, not too large. Pasica just trying to keep Nolan honest to make sure he's awake over there at first as well. And now Hansen, this one, sees the first pitch in for a called strike. What do you like that about Pasica trying to make sure Nolan was on his game over there at first?
Well, it seems like everywhere but the kind of that pitching we've seen control from Pasica has been very good. Keeping that guy over on first, making sure that they don't get a huge jump to steal second. Well, then you got a guy in scoring position already.
Would you steal here? Are you drawing it up if you're manager Tom Heisinger for Nolan to steal over to second?
I think you got to wait. You got to play it out a little bit. See, I mean, you might want to do a hit and run if you're Heisinger.
And now a 1-1, and there you go. Smart decision as the pitch gets away. 2-1 the count as Loeffler just lost it out of his glove, and with that wild pitch, Nolan Nygaard is able to get over to second base. So now a runner in scoring position for the Vermillion Tanagers with 2 outs. Again, 2-1 the count. Pasika kicks and fires, and this one is in for a ball. Excuse me, the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Runner on second. The 2-2 pitch, this one called strike 3. Hansen can't believe it. So Vermillion, no runs, no hits, no errors, 17 pitches for Pasika, and we move to the top of the second. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV. Back here at Parentis Park. Sorry about the technical glitch there. All back good. Here in the top of the second, now called strike number 3. So 2 outs. First out there for the Wagner Red Raiders was Doom as he grounded out over to second. And then Suckup goes down there on strikes. And now up to bat is Hopkins for the Wagner Red Raiders as he fouls the first pitch off. And again, the count now goes to 0-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Wagner leads it over Vermillion 2-0. And this pitch in for a called strike as again so far Jack Moskowitz has been pitching lights out besides kind of his 2 line drives that he's given up. He has done a great job in this one just outside. And the count now 1-2. But it only is throwing 17 pitches so far here in the ball game. Sets on the bump, kicks and fires. This one well upstairs, 2-2 the count. So a round of 2s here in the top of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second, 2-0. Wagner on top of Vermillion. The 2-2 pitch, this one 3-2 now. Count is full as Hopkins has battled back as Moskowitz has struggled to find the strike zone here in the last couple of pitches. And now the full count pitch. This one is going to be fouled off. And there's going to be a little chase to it, but eventually it falls just outside of the fence line. And the count remains full, 3-2, with 2 outs here in the top of the second. And this one fouled off once again. Tavin, this one certainly is an important out here. You'd love to get quick and quiet out of this out, 3 up and 3 down if you're Jack.
Yeah, especially since you guys are already down in this game. You want to have your offense out there taking swings.
And now this one up at the shoulder, hit by pitch, and it'll be Hopkins who is able to get aboard as it will be the next batter up here for the Wagner Red Raiders, the left fielder. But again, as you mentioned, that at-bat, you love to make it happen and get that final out, but can't do so as Kirchhoff will step up to bat for Wagner. First pitch, this one in for a called strike. Command, though, Tavin, so far for Moskowitz, has been very impressive.
Yeah, it really has been throwing a lot of strikes in this ball game, and even if he's not, some of the batters are still swinging away trying to hit it.
The 0-1, this one is going to be a line drive that just gets by Peterson. So it's a 2-out single that finds its way out into left field, kind of off the blooper. And we return back to the top of the lineup where the catcher, Loeffler, will step up to bat. And last time he was up, he saw the very first pitch of the game and flew out to short with Connor Peterson. Laffer will dig in. Moskowitz kicks and fires this one, called strike. And 0-1 the count. Again, has got himself kind of ahead so far. But runners down first and second. Hops this one in the dirt, and it's going to eventually get away from Haig. And the runners are going to be able to advance over to third and second. So, Wagner gets a step closer to scoring another run. Here again in the top of the second. Already leading 2-0. The 1-1 pitch, it's going to be a ground ball over to Pearson. Gloves throws over to first. This one's going to be low, but Solsley is able to scoop it up out of the dirt and collect for out number 3. And in the end, Wagner gets close off of just one hit, but does not score. And Wagner still leads, though, as we move to the bottom of the second, 2-0. It comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as we move to the bottom of the second. Vermillion Tanagers trying to find a few runs here in this bottom of the second as they went through 4 batters there in the first inning, but were not able to even get a hit in. The only runner that got aboard was Haig, and that was due to hit by pitch. But otherwise, again, Vermillion still looking for their first hit of the game as Wagner has now had 3 hits and 2 runs in the ball game. Pasika threw 17 pitches there in the bottom of the first. Now the senior, Eric Solsley, one of the 2 seniors part of this team, steps up to bat. He sees the very first pitch and a hard hit ground ball that hits the gap, and he's aboard with the single on senior night. That one has to feel good if you're Eric.
Yeah, no, it really does. Anything you do on senior night, if you are a senior, it feels good. You could get hit by a pitch. You could hit a home run. It doesn't really matter. If you do anything, it feels good.
Now, kind of depending on where you were at today, definitely saw some weird weather throughout the day as the first pitch comes in for a called strike. Found myself over by the Parkston Mitchell area, saw some rain today, saw some heavy winds. It felt like if it kept kind of trending this way towards Vermillion, we weren't going to have baseball tonight, but kind of after 3 o'clock, it's been nothing but sunshine ever since throughout the day. Foul ball for Trey Hansen, who's up to bat. Count now 0-2. And again, just a beautiful night here, Tavin, at Parentis Park.
No, it really was. I was watching the weather a little bit last night and a little bit today. I was expecting to see the rain, but I'm glad that it didn't come this way.
Yeah, say get a little bit more baseball in. I know some of the farmers out there, some are kind of hoping for that moisture, need a little bit more here in the area. But at least they're able to get their baseball game in. Haven't had to deal with too much weather so far this season. And now the 1-2. This one's going to be a line drive out into center field. Solsley steps on second and is going to get it over to third easily. In the end, it turns out to be just a single on the line drive for Hansen, but puts runners at the corners with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second, as now the next senior steps up, Jack Vitt. Tavin, Vermillion has themselves in a really good spot here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, coming up, Jack Vitt, you keep mentioning, he just swings. And if you got somebody who's in scoring position, you want a guy who's going to try to swing it, put it out in the outfield, and try to bring in Solsley.
Yeah, Vitt's never been one to shy away from chasing after balls and trying to make some type of contact. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And now the steal over to second. And a good move here by Loeffler, the catcher, not to throw over to first, or excuse me, over to second, because Solsley, it was a design play for him to come home, but instead just puts runners on third and second now. The 1-1 pitch, Vitt goes after it, fouls it off, and now 1-2 is the count. Again, Trey Hansen at second base, Eric Solsley over at third for the Vermillion Tanagers. The 1-2, contact is made. Pasica tries to make a play, bobbles it for a moment, goes home with it, and it's going to be lost. Solsley is in safe on the slide, and it looked like with the slide, he might have made contact with the arm of Loeffler, which jarred the ball loose. Tavin, I think if he holds on to it, that one's going to be called out at home.
Yeah, Solsley kind of took a gamble there, and he would have been out, but, the little bit of contact is able to put Vermillion on the scoreboard.
And again, Solsley just came in sliding with his feet all in a proper motion. And again, Loeffler was down there. He had the ball in time. It looked like he applied the tag. A nice job by the home plate ump as well to kind of wait it out, let the dust settle a little bit. And as he did, he noticed that Loeffler did not have the baseball anymore. And now a low pitch that gets away from Loeffler, and Vitt is able to steal over to second on the wild pitch. So again, runners now on third and second for Vermillion as they trail just by one. Hayden Christofferson is the current batter for the Vermillion Tanagers, and Trey Hansen over there at third for the Tanagers. The 1-0, this one a swing and a miss. And now 1-1 the count. Pasica now up to 28 pitches. And again, just an inning complete so far. He has not gotten anyone out yet in the bottom of the second. And this one in for a called strike. For Pasica on the opposite side, Tavin needs to get this batter right here of Hayden Christofferson.
Yeah, any contact, it looks like Hansen might try to gun for it, but getting him out, it's going to be that first one, kind of settles yourself.
And this one low, good eye there by Hayden Christofferson not to go chase one out of the zone. And yeah, you mentioned it, depending on how the ground ball is hit, you imagine that Wagner is going to be looking to go back home with it once again, just like they did on the last play. The 2-2, this one Christofferson lines out into left field, and it falls down right in front of Kirchhoff, the left fielder, and Trey Hansen is able to easily score on the single, and we are tied at 2-2 apiece, as Vitt is able to get over to third, as Robe will step up to bat for the Vermillion Tanagers, and Tavin, Vermillion, in a perfect spot here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, no, they really are able to get some momentum going here. A lot of kind of the lower, you have the two seniors that got on base and a little bit of the younger kids making big impacts for the Tanagers.
Yeah, you talk about the two seniors. We've already seen one come home here in this inning. The other one right now is at third base trying to score as well. Christofferson is going to take off towards second. Called strike, so the count is now 0-2. Again, a design steal. They're hoping that they decide to try to go over to second to score Vitt from third, but they decide not to take the trap. 0-2 now the count. And the 0-2 pitch, this one's going to be a ground ball, and the third baseman comes up, throws over to first, and it's going to be in time, out at first, but Vitt is able to come home from third, and Vermillion takes the lead 3-2. Doom, the third baseman, is able to make the play from his third base spot, come off the bag, throw over to Slava to get the out. Hayden Christofferson, by the way, is able to advance from second over to third as we restart the top of the lineup, as Vermillion now goes back to the top with their power hitter, if you will, with Peterson. He is 0-1 so far this evening. Pasica up to 35 pitches, the 1-0 count, swing and a miss, as Peterson tried to make some contact there but couldn't do so. Again, finally one away for Wagner here in the bottom of the second, but now trail by a run. The 1-1, this one, a fly ball out into left field, and it's going to be missed. Oh my goodness, Kirchhoff just completely missed the fly ball, and that one is going to be a stand-up double for Peterson, and another run comes across. I'm not quite for sure what happened out there. They do call it a hit for Peterson, but that one looked like it was going to be easily caught by Kirchhoff. He was right there out in left field, but misses it. And now we're going to have a meeting on the mound as Pasieka. Are we going to see a pitching change? It looks like we are. Yep, Pasieka is done just like that. A tough way to go out as well as that last play. There's nothing you can do about that if you're Pasieka.
Yeah, nothing you can do. The left center fielder's a little bit of miscommunication trying to run and track that ball down. Didn't get there in time, but letting up 4 runs in the first 2 innings has got to be a little tough as well.
Well, we're looking to see the pitcher kind of turn around to see his official number. Was it 9, Slaba? Yep, there it is. Slaba, the first baseman, is going to come on and pitch. It will be Pasieka who will head over to second base. Right now, not quite for sure who the first baseman will be. Could be Sarda. Nonetheless, the full changes coming up here in just a moment. It's 4-2. Vermillion leads it over Wagner. We're back in just a moment.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan. To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank and Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank and Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Well, they didn't waste any. I mean, they changed the pitcher, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm ready to go. Maybe you should take some more warm-ups as Warwick sees the very first pitch, and he's going to single it out into center field. Another run is able to come across, and now Vermillion leads it 5-2 as they've added all 5 of their runs here in this bottom of the second inning. As again, this one has just been, we're still kind of getting the changes up here when all of a sudden that one was pitched. Again, Peterson came home as well. So now up to bat is Haig, and the count is quickly 0-2 to him, as I'm still catching up myself, finally ready to go, and a whole bunch of changes as well. Slaba is the new pitcher, swing and a miss. And there's 2 away. So Slaba comes in as the new pitcher. First baseman is now Doom. Pasieka, who is a former pitcher, goes over to second base. Sarda, who was at one point playing second base, goes over to third. As we mentioned, Slaba, who was on first, goes to pitcher. And now a steal. Rohrig is going to be safe at second as Carter Hansen is able to step up to bat here for the Vermillion Tanagers. And the count is 1-0. After the pitch as well. So all of a sudden this one, Taffet, just started picking up quick juice all of a sudden.
Yeah, we were all caught up until that change, and now it seems like both teams are trying to get back in it.
Rohrig took off a big lead over there, was able to dive back in time, just in time, over at second. Had his dad a little nervous up here in the press box. But Rohrig able to get back. Now they're going to try it again. This time Rohrig's not falling asleep for it. Easily able to get back over there at second. The count is 1-0 at the moment to Carter Hansen. As Slaba has just consistently looked back to second. Usually you don't see a pickoff attempt over to second, but he's tried it a couple times now. This pitch is low. 2-0 the count. We'll get you the final statistics as well in just a little bit on Pasieka. And now this one low, and it's going to get away from Loeffler, the catcher. And with that, Roehrig is able to get over to third on the wild pitch. Again, Vermillion has scored 5 runs, all here in the bottom of the second, as they do lead it at the moment 5-2 over Wagner. And this one called strike. We talked about it. It's rare for Vermillion to make a comeback. Really haven't done it yet this season, but so far have made this comeback already just in the bottom of the second. And now, ground ball by Hansen. It's going to be covered by Doom, and Doom tries to run it out in time, and it looked like he's able to do so. It was kind of a close collision at first, but they're saying Doom was able to step on the bag before Carter Hansen, and that is 3 outs here for the Vermillion Tanagers. But for Vermillion, 5 runs on 6 hits and 29 pitches in total, and we move to the top of the third. That comes up here after this timeout break on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back into action already as the count is 1-1 to the current batter for Wagner. Vermillion leads it after adding 5 runs in the bottom of the second, 5-2 as we move into the top of the third. Another foul ball. Now the count is 1-2. As the batter up right now is Sara for Wagner. He is 1 of 1 so far here in the ball game. Things are kind of being sped up as well. Another foul ball. So the at-bat continues. Kind of joking up here, but here in the third inning, game was supposed to start at 6 o'clock, if you will. Kind of moved back from usual start time of 5:30 is usually when we see first pitch, but got moved back. Then Wagner showed up late, so we didn't have first pitch till around 6:20, and then everything just kind of has been delayed ever since, if you will, Tavin. So everyone just kind of speeding things along here. The 2-2 pitch, this one ground ball, going to be gloved by Hansen, throw over to first, and it's going to be in time for out number 1. Questionable one, I'm not for sure, but have to give a lot of credit over to Hansen as he was able to put that one just in his mitt in time and throw over to first. Tevin might have gotten rewarded for just a nice play from third to first.
You know, sometimes I feel like the Blues, they're like, oh, that was so beautiful. I wasn't even watching if they were out or not. So maybe that's what it was, but regardless, it's still an out for Vermillion.
And earlier in the season, you would have either seen that one get by Carter Hansen or he wouldn't have been able to get over there in time. But this time, as the season has moved along, able to do so. And a great play by him. Foul ball. And now the count is quickly 0-2 to Link. He is also 1 of 1 today. Again, he tripled, has an RBI here in the ball game. And now a ground ball foul once again. So the count remains 0-2. Moskowitz, the pitcher for the Vermillion Tanagers, threw 2 1/3 complete, 35 pitches thrown, has given up 2 runs on 3 hits. The 0-2, another ground ball over to Hansen, goes right to him. Throw over to first is a little high, but Solsley keeps his foot on the bag the entire time. And back-to-back plays now, Tavin, that Solsley has been able to make sure he keeps his feet over on the bag at first base.
Yeah, he's done a really good job at sitting at that first base position for Vermillion, and catching everything that goes by and kind of being that brick wall right now.
Slaba will now step up to bat. He's going to foul this one off. And the count 0-1. Again, both teams kind of jockeying for position when it comes to the region playoffs. which are getting closer and closer and continue to find the strike zone. Moskowitz does, but Wagner has been able to find them as well, just not necessarily into play, as the count is now 0-2. Another foul ball. We've seen plenty of foul balls. A few little kids here at Parentis Park this evening chasing after them. And now the 0-2.
Times like these, it's good to know.
Hansen takes one hop and throws it over to Solsley, and the Hansen boys are able to get all 3 outs for the Vermillion Tanagers. In fact, it's 1-2-3 in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. 13 pitches. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. That comes up after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
Oh, there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
We move to the bottom of the 3rd. Vermillion leads at 5-2 over Wagner. As getting some final warm-up pitches here for the Wagner Red Raiders again, as they've already made one pitching change here in the ball game. As we go to our stats, that was Pasica. He goes through 1 1/3 complete, faced 10 batters through 37 pitches, including 24 in the strike zone, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, struck out 1, and ends with an extremely high ERA that we won't worry about as we now dig into the bottom of the 3rd. And it was Eric Solsley who got things going there in the bottom of the 2nd. So kind of made our way through. As the first pitch is in for a called strike, the senior eventually came around for the first run of the ball game with a close play at home. This one swing and a miss, and now the count is 0-2 as Eric will dig himself in. The 0-2 pitch, this one called strike number 3 has Salaba now through an inning complete for Wagner. 12 pitches so far for him here in the ball game. Has faced 4 batters, as I mentioned, 12 pitches, 9 in the strike zone, just 3 balls. Slava has certainly had a lot more command than what we saw with Pasica earlier.
Yeah, he had a couple of hits earlier in this game, but early in the last 2nd inning. But here, so far in the 3rd, he's been playing really well. Kind of with the sidearm shot, making maybe it's a little hard for Vermillion to see where the ball is coming from.
You talk about his mechanics, if you will, and by no means am I an expert, but maybe a little bit unorthodox, if you will, in the way he kind of fires that one in there. As this one was sidearm, the last one wasn't necessarily sidearm, and this one popped up in the air and flown out to center field for out number 2. Tavin, when you watch Slaba, have you really ever seen anything like it, the way he kind of throws the ball in there?
No, not really. I think that's the simplest way to put it, but I think, though, if it's working, it's working. I guess that's all you have to kind of attest to it.
The way I would say it or describe it, he's got a hitch in his giddy up, if you will. It's just a little bit different. He brings the ball back a little bit further than it's almost like he's gonna swing it.
Yeah, throwing it weird.
And then sometimes it's straight on, and sometimes it comes in sideways with the sidearm. But as we mentioned, it's working for him. Don't mess with it. This one's sidearm this time, and a shot by Vitt fouled as everyone ducks for cover, headed towards the playground just beyond us here at Parentis Park. The count is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, this one, ground ball over to third baseman. Starter throws over to first. It's got a low, skips by Doom, and Vitt is going to take a large kind of loop around first. Is able to slide into second safely. So ground ball error on Sarda that Vitt is able to eventually get over to second base. So with 2 outs, Vermillion, a runner on second base, and Hayden Christofferson will step up to bat. Hayden singled out to left his last time up, including driving in a run. His first pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. So again, Slaba in relief now up to 19 pitches. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, this one just kind of lobbed that one in there above the head of Christofferson, and now the count is 2-0. Christofferson digs in the 2-0 pitch. This one called strike. Gets just by the elbows of Christofferson. Again, Vermillion added all 5 of the runs there in the bottom of the second. That's how they have this 3-run lead. Side on this time for Slaba as it's outside. And now the count is 3-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This one popped up in the air and, not for sure what Doom saw there as it went foul. It looked like he might have a chance on it in foul territory, but at one moment he let up in his run. Not quite for sure why, but he couldn't be the bearer of doom, if you will, that time for the third out. And now this one upstairs for ball number 4. And runners on first and second. As now Robe will step up to bat. Mikey grounded out to third. The first out of the bottom of the second with his last plate appearance. Again, runners on first and second for the Vermillion Tanagers with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Robe sees the very first pitch, and it's going to get by the shortstop, Link. Vitt is going to round third. The senior is going to come across for his second run of the evening. Vermillion now makes it a 4-run margin as it's 6-2 here in the bottom of the third. And a nice job by Robe to see the first pitch and make a play happen on the hard ground ball single. And a nice job by Vitt to come across. A nice job by Vermillion to add another run after they went quickly down in this inning with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way to figure it out. Get your team kind of that momentum still. Keep adding insurance runs, and it's only the third inning.
So a stolen base there that time by Robe. Again, they thought about throwing over his second, trying to hope they do to get Christofferson to come home. Doesn't end up working out. So runners are now on third and second for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And Peterson is up to bat. He also has an RBI to his name. He's 1 of 2 so far this evening. Called strike. Last time up, he doubled out into center field, and that was the last time we saw Pasica here in the ball game on the mound. The 1-2. This one fouled off as it went off the top of the bat and hit off the catcher mask there of Loeffler. Connor will step back in, trying to keep this inning alive and get at least another run. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. As Slaba took a little off that one, but in the end, Vermillion gets another run on a hit and error as well. And we move to the top of the fourth as that comes up after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today, and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as we move to the top of the fourth inning. The Vermillion Tanagers add 5 runs there in the bottom of the second, a run in the bottom of the third. And they've actually put up their 6 unanswered runs, if you will, and lead it over Wagner 6-2. As the first pitch at the top of the 4th is low for a ball. Kind of reminds me of what Carolina did to New Jersey last night in hockey action. New Jersey came out right away, got an early goal, led it 1-0. From there, Carolina added 6. Ends up winning that one 6-1, taking a 3-1 series in hockey. The 1-1 pitch, this one check swing, it did go off the bat. So now 1-2 the count. Another NBA action news. Golden State, LA, outwon a big series. Right now 3-1. Golden State trying to stave off elimination from the Lakers. The 1-2 pitch, this one hops in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Tavin, who do you have in that one tonight?
I think the Warriors are going to bounce back. I don't know if you've seen the video of the dog on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but it's on Instagram. But he's been throwing the ball. His owner's throwing it, and he's at the top of the stairs. He's hitting it with his nose, and it lands in the basket.
Yeah, the Corgi one.
Yeah, the Corgi. He has the Warriors winning. He's picked every game right of that series so far. So I think you got to ride with his hot hand.
All right, well, the Corgi says the Warriors take the next 3 games and win the series 4-3. We'll see if that happens for King James and the crew out in L.A. Moskowitz is now up against Doom, another called strike, as Moskowitz continues to find the strike zone nicely, up to just 46 pitches through 3 1/3 complete. And this one, a line shot down the first base line, but keeps on drifting foul. Now the count is 0-2. By the way, for Moskowitz, with his 47 pitches so far tonight, 12 for balls, 35 strikes. Now, a lot of contact from Wagner, but again, has really had command. And this one, swing and a miss. It's dropped by Haig, and he has to chase a long way for it, and it's not going to be in time. As again, it's going to be a drop third strike swinging, but reaches on the wild pitch as it got away from Haig. So Doom is aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 4th, as now Suckup is up to bat. And this one hops into the dirt as well, gets away from Haig, but this time Doom wasn't really ready to run at all at first base, and he doesn't advance. Certainly had time to do so. Suckup struck out looking his last time up. Moskowitz with 3 strikeouts here in the ballgame. The 1-0, this one ground ball right to Solsley. It bounces off of his shin, goes over to Hansen, and Hansen lost it as well. Call it a hit on the hard hit ground ball. Again, Solsley just lost it, but Tavin now back-to-back runners aboard for Wagner after it looked like Moskowitz had put himself in a good position.
Yeah, and that's just tough if you're Vermillion. A couple of mistakes there on your end. You're going to have to tighten up the defense if you want to get out of this inning good.
Swing and a miss as Hopkins is now up to bat. A few clouds rolling into the area as well, kind of covering up the sunny skies that we have seen here late this evening. There's plenty of chances for rain coming up tomorrow. Kind of our best chance for rain, if you will. A 1 hop that will go out at second. The throw over to first is not in time. Runner advances over to third, and there is 2 away. A very interesting play there on the ground balls against the fielder's choice eventually. As again, Suckup is out at second. Doom was coming towards Hansen though, but Hansen was right there to apply the tag and didn't do so. Maybe just a little bit of hesitation there, Tavin, by Carter Hansen at third.
Yeah, it might have just been a little bit. It could have just been a brain fart as well. You didn't realize maybe how many outs there were in the inning, but regardless, you got to figure out how to tag that guy. He's right there in your face. You got to think of that.
Yeah, got to get Doom over there at second, or excuse me, at third, as he's running over there, and then just throw to second for the double play, and this inning would be over. But nonetheless, the inning stays alive. This one's low, and they count 2-0. As again, Wagner trying to keep this inning alive with Kirchhoff up to bat, where he is 1 of 1, singled out to left field his last time up. Wagner trying to get back into this one, trailing by 4. The 1-1 fouled. And Jack battling back here in this inning and this at-bat. 2-1 the count. Glances over to first. Sets and fires. This one's going to be a hard line drive past Peterson. And on the line shot, it drives in a run. And just like that, Wagner has a little bit of life again with the Kirchhoff single. And Loeffler, the catcher, up to bat here in the top of the fourth. Nice job by Wagner here, Tavin, to battle back in this inning.
It was that chant they had in between the innings. They said, "Let's go Bats," and you were like, what did they say? So maybe it's like a ritual for them or something.
They did have a long conversation there after the bottom of the third that Vermillion got another run. They were all huddled together, and again, a long manager conversation before what looked like, I thought they said fix. You said they said sticks, and the sticks have gotten going here in this fourth inning. That was swing and a miss, though, from Loeffler. He is 0 of 2. He's flown out and grounded out both times to Peterson. The 0-2, this one Hobson and gets away from Haig on the wild pitch, and Hopkins able to advance over to third, and Kirchhoff is now on second. With again 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Moskowitz, the 1-2. This one is going to be called strike number 3. And that will end the inning. So a run on 2 hits. And Vermillion still leads it by 3 as we move to the bottom of the fourth. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out Team Apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as Wagner is able to strike back for just a moment, able to get a run and draw slightly closer. Vermillion leads it by 3, 6-3. So we do move to the bottom of the fourth. By no means is it insurance time yet for the Vermillion Tanagers, but certainly would love to keep adding to this lead. Again, Vermillion able to get 5 out of their 6 runs in the bottom of the second. As leading things off will be Connor Rohrig. He's grounded out his first time, otherwise last time singled on a line drive as the first pitch is in for a called strike. And it will be Slaba, again, who's now pitched 1 2/3 complete. And this one, a foul ball, gets just above the dugout, down the third base line where Vermillion resides at. And with the foul ball, the count now 0-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-2, this one swing and a miss, and there is 1 away. Tavin, did I miss any other big sporting events for tonight?
Tonight? I don't believe so. I don't think there's a whole lot.
Oh, yes.
Besides baseball.
Well, you got to remember Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
And right now, Panthers up 3-0 in that series against Toronto.
Yeah. Toronto's up 1-0 right now. So
Florida Panthers came in as that worst team, if you will, out of the East, and so far able to beat the very best team, the Boston Bruins, now one of the heavy favorites, Toronto, at the moment. Again, in that 3-0 series lead. This pitch is outside, 1-1 the count. If you're big into soccer, there was the crosstown rival between Inter Milan and AC Milan in the UEFA Championship League today. I believe Inter scored 2 goals within the first 11 minutes and eventually won it 2-0. So you could say you've watched the first 11 minutes and you caught everything you needed to see. The 1-2. It's going to be a fly ball that will fall into the Bermuda Triangle for Haig, and he is aboard on the single. As again, that one just popped up in the air and gets right in between the gap of the second baseman, Pasica, suck up the center fielder in Hopkins, the right fielder, and Haig is aboard with one out here in the bottom of the fourth, as now Carter Hansen will step up to bat. He sees the very first pitch. It's a ground ball over to Link. Throw to second. There's one away, and it will be the fielder's choice out at second with 2 outs. It was short to second. Link over to Pasica. And again, Hansen is at first, as now Eric Solsley will step up to bat. Eric is 1 of 2 so far today. He struck out looking his last time up. Pickoff attempt over there at first, as Hansen is able to slide back in time. This one upstairs for a ball. Hansen gets plenty of golfing in during his off time. Tavin, you a big golfer at all?
No, I've never been. We like I said before, like a while ago, we had a little thing we did in middle school where we had to go golfing, and it was not fun for me.
Ground ball. This one is going to be a single for Eric Solsley, as he's able to hit the gap just beyond Pasica, and Hansen had his wheels on as he's able to get all the way over to third base. Yeah, our COO of Live Ticket TV, he's a big golfer himself, but might be out for golfing now this season after he appeared to might have broken his elbow on Monday after a sales meeting. Tavin, I'll have to tell you the story about Troy and what happened after a meeting we had Monday morning. Guy might have been a little excited, and he'll definitely get a kick out of what happened to Troy. Runners on the corners. This one in. No, it's just high for a ball. 2-0 to count. Nice job by Trey Hansen not to go chase after that one. Singled, flew out to center his last time up. This one called strike. That one might be a makeup call, I feel like.
Maybe a little in the dirt, but regardless, you got to listen to what the Blues got to say.
2-1 the count. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The 2-1. This one hits Trey Hansen. And now the bases are loaded. As now the senior Jack Vitt will step up. Singled and reached on an error his last time up. The only error of the ball game, but Vitt has a chance to bring in at least a run. Almost went chasing after one of the zone, even takes his foot and steps kind of across the batter's box and onto home plate. But again, did not swing. 1-0 the count. With the bases loaded, this one called strike. Brings that front foot moving every time. Forward, trying to make some big contact. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. This one swing and a miss. And now the count 1-2 with 2 outs. Slava trying to get out of the inning without giving up any damage with the bases loaded here. The 1-2. This one is going to be a ground ball that gets just beyond Matt Link. And with the single by Vitt, it drives in Hansen, and the bases remain loaded. And Vermillion now leads it 7-3 over the Wagner Red Raiders. Tavin, even better feeling for Jack Vitt on senior night.
Yeah, like we kind of said earlier, the seniors are going to have to step up, and they kind of have today. Solsley got on a couple times, and Jack Vitt bringing in a couple runs himself.
And now Hayden Christofferson will step up to bat as he sees this pitch outside. He is 1 of 1 so far today. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Again, base is still loaded. This one called strike. Just at the ceiling there. So a ball and a strike, 2 outs. Again, Vermillion has gotten 5 runs in the bottom of the second, a run in the bottom of the third, now a run here in the bottom of the fourth. And the 1-1 is fouled off into foul territory. Count now 1-2. Slaba up to 50 pitches in relief for Wagner. Christofferson. The 1-2 pitch. This one outside. 2-2 the count. See if Vermillion can't add some more runs back up to a 4-run lead, which matches their biggest lead of the ball game. And now stepping off the mound, Slaba. As the artificial lights come on here at Parentis Park. The 2-2 pitch, this one swing and a miss. As Slaba is able to get out of the inning with not much damage done. 1 run on 3 hits, and we move to the top of the 5th. That comes up here after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We are an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
All right. Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park, as we've already seen one out here in the top of the 5th, as again Wagner trying to get back into this ball game, find themselves trailing by 4 once again, and this one smashed out into left field. That one came off the bat extremely well for Link, and as soon as it got past the dirt line, it just died. And Rorik gets underneath of it for out number 2. Again, that kind of came off the bat nicely. It sounded nice, but didn't go too far.
No, I really didn't. I mean, Rorik was right there to get the out, but it sounded pretty off those metal bats.
And this one in for a called strike. As now Slaba is up to bat. He is 0 of 2 so far today. The 0-1. This one low. 1-1. Again, already 2 away here in the top of the 5th as we're just past an hour old. Again, this game was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. Didn't happen until just about 6:20. Kind of been in a fast pace, if you will, ever since. Trying to move the evening along a little bit. The 1-2, this one ground ball back to Peterson. Gloves throws over to first, and it is 1-2-3 in order for Wagner. In fact, no runs, no hits, no errors, took just 6 pitches. And we move to the bottom of the 5th. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Here at Parentis Park, as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning for the Vermillion Tanagers, it's all just kind of about adding some runs to this 4-run lead as of right now, as the Wagner Red Raiders are down to their final 6 outs of the ball game, as Vermillion will lead things off with the top of the order, which is, or excuse me, the bottom of the order, I apologize, as Robe is up to bat as he fouls this one off. And the count is 1-1. Again, Robe, we'll see. Before we get back to the top of the lineup, Peterson and Roehrig will go from there. The 1-1 pitch. This one in for a called strike. Robe is 1 of 2 so far today, including singled his last time up and driving in an RBI. Now a side winder there, and a called strike 3. And that will put one away. So now Connor Peterson will step up to bat. Peterson, his 4th plate appearance of the evening. This one upstairs, 2-0 the count. Again, Peterson struck out swinging his last time up. And speaking of that, another called strike. Slava trying to collect his second out, the 2-1. This one is going to be hit, and that one goes just foul down the third base line as Peterson made some contact up high, kind of chasing one out of the zone. If it would have landed fair, it would have been nice, but not able to do so. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Slaba kicks and fires this one. Sidearms once again, hops into the dirt. This one now 3-2 the count. Count losing some touch on that sidearm.
Yeah, a little bit. It seems like he's just not getting the rise out of it like a sidearm should do. It's just kind of going dead in the dirt.
And now the 3-2, call ball 4, and Peterson is aboard. As in fact, you could even say, seems like Slava is just, he looks gassed out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's simply what it is. Even the walk back to the mound he's having right now. Seems like he's a little sluggish with it.
Kind of kick the plastic there on the bump. I don't know if you're trying to kick away some dirt. Not going to. It's a fake mound here at Parentis Park. Really, the only thing that is, I guess, if you will, kind of a fake about the park. Otherwise, everything else is all natural here at Parentis, which is starting to seem at this point, seem rarer and rarer all the time, depending on where you're going. Seems like a lot more infields nowadays are the artificial turf before you get to the real grass in the outfield. The 0-1, this one is going to be a ball and then gets away from Peterson, or excuse me, from Loeffler, the catcher. And a stolen base by Peterson over at second. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Now Peterson at second for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, just trying to add to their 4-run lead. By the way, for Wagner, we have not seen any other pitcher warm up, if you will. So you have to imagine here at the moment, they want to go as long as they can with Slaba, but he is just starting to lose command. As you mentioned, Tavin just looks absolutely gassed out there on the bump. And this one, now 3-1. And when you're gassed like this, it's just impossible to find the strike zone.
Yeah, it really is. Right now, battling 3-1 is the count. He's really struggling here in the last 2 batters.
The 3-1. This one, Roehrig chases after it. Foul ball. And now 3-2 the count. So let's see if Slava can't get this important out. Slava up to 68 pitches through 3 complete. And now the full count pitch. This one called strike number 3. Rory can't believe it, but there's now 2 away as Slava is able to battle back, and now Tate Haig will step up to bat. He singled on a pop fly that got just beyond Pasica, the second baseman, last time up. And with Peterson at second base, he's going to steal over to third and slides, and it's going to be in there plenty of time. It was a ball as well. It got beyond the third baseman, Sarda, by the way, but Link, the shortstop, was covering back behind, and luckily he was. Otherwise, Peterson would have had a license to come home. And now the 1-0 popped up high in the air and coming back down, and there it is. Slava is able to catch the pop fly for out number 3. And that will end the inning for the Vermillion Tanagers. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we move to the top of the second where Wagner's down to their final 6 outs. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as Vermillion leads it by 4 as Wagner is down to the final 6 outs. They need to get some offense going as Pasica, the former pitcher, will lead things off for Wagner. Jack Moskowitz right now is going to look like, you have to imagine he is going to go the distance here for Vermillion Tanagers. He's up to 66 pitches through 5 complete so far. And the first pitch is in for a called strike. And now a ground ball over to Trey Hansen. Gloves throws over to first, and this one is 1 away. Now, Bill Suttle just said something to me. You say I'm a pitch off is what you're telling me. You have him at 73. Well, I'm 5 pitches off somehow. I've got some... Usually I'm off by 1 or 2. 5 pitches, I missed a complete at-bat, it seems like. This one in for a called strike. Well, again, 74, if you will, still isn't too bad. This one, fly ball out to Robe. He's been pretty quiet so far this evening, but puts his glove on that one, and there is now 2 away. Just if you want to mess around with it, Moskowitz can throw 105, so I guess he's got 30 left to deal with, but he needs 4 more outs. I feel like he can do it here at this point, the way he is going. As Suckup will now step up to bat. A foul ball. Tabin knocks on wood over here.
Yeah, you don't want to jinx him. It doesn't matter which team you're playing. If somebody's doing all right on the mound or hitting wise, you just gotta always knock.
Called strike number 2. 0-2 now the count. It is Wood as well here.
Yeah,
right here in the press box.
Knock anywhere, I guess.
Yeah, you really could. The 0-2. This one popped right above our head. We try to catch it, but it's well above.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could ever catch a foul ball in here.
Man, that angle would have to be crazy if you could.
The 0-2, this one just outside for a ball. 1-2 now the count. I think even Suckup might have thought that was going to be called strike number 3. The 1-2, this one fouled off. And the count remains 1-2. Certainly Moskowitz wants to go the distance. kicks and fires this one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jack settles himself for a moment. Sits and fires this one. Ground ball over to Trey Hansen. Gloves throws to first, and that one is out number 3. So, for Wagner, no runs, no hits, no errors, took just 10 pitches. In fact, the last 2 innings for them have took a total of 16 pitches for Jack Moskowitz. And we move to the bottom of the 6th where it's insurance time for the Vermillion Tanagers. That's after this timeout break on Live Ticket TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Well, we move to the bottom of the 6th inning as Carter Hansen will step up to bat. Vermillion, it's all about insurance time. They lead it by 4, and if they can finish things off here in the top of the 7th inning without surrendering 4 more runs, they will win this ball game without ever having to worry about a run, as it's a first pitch, and it's 1 away already on a ground ball over to Link that Carter Hansen saw. And now up to bat will now be the senior Eric Solsley, as he is 2 of 3 so far here in the ball game. And he sees the first pitch, and this one is flown over the head of Link, the shortstop, and that one is in for a single on the fly ball. As now Trey Hansen will step up to bat, so 2 pitches, a single, and an out. As now we'll see a courtesy runner that will come in, as it will be Nolan Nygren who will step up to bat. Again, Trey Hansen. Pitch runner for Nygren. Hansen, this one sees the very first pitch and flies this one out into right field. Nolan is going to take all the way over to third on the single. So runners on the corners for the Vermillion Tanagers. As now Jack Vitt will step up to bat. Vitt is 2 of 3 so far here this evening.
Both seniors for Vermillion having themselves a good day. We saw Solsley get a hit here. Jack Vitt's going to want to do that same thing.
And this one pops it up in the air as it's a foul ball over to the left. And again, with 1 out here in the top of the 6th, or the bottom of the 6th, Vermillion has a chance to add another run. This one, play over to first. Hansen gets back in time. And now a pickoff attempt once again over at first. Back in is Hansen. Again, 0-1 the count. The 0-1, this one popped up in the air, and it's going to be caught by the left fielder who makes the play, as it was a close collision almost between the shortstop and left fielder, but again, it's caught for out number 2. As now Hayden Christofferson will step up to bat again with runners at the corners for the Vermillion Tanagers, and now 2 outs. And their pickoff attempt over at first. Slob up to 76 pitches through a 4 1/3 complete. This one, ball and stolen base for Hansen. So now runners on third and second for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, Hayden Christofferson up to bat. Christofferson sees this one, and it goes off the glove of Link, and he can't locate the ball, and coming all the way home, and it's going to be out at home is Hansen. So it's going to be a ground ball. That will be a single that will come in for Nolan as he scores, and then Hansen tries to steal home, and he's out at home, and that will end the inning. There we go. So for Vermillion, 1 run on 3 hits. It's just 7 pitches and all the craziness. And we move to the top of the 7th where Wagner is down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 5. We have that here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at Parentis Park as we're underway here in the top of the 7th inning as Jack Moskowitz is trying to go the distance and try and finish this one off. This one swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. And now this one in for a called strike. Quickly the count 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch out to Robe, who figures out where it's at. And there is 1 away. Nice job by Robe out there all game tonight to find the outs. Nice job by Tavin as well, the producer. Getting his really first big taste of it as well. How's it been so far?
It's been all right. I think that one thing that happened in the 2nd inning kind of screwed me up a little bit, but I think from there I'm kind of getting it down.
And that wasn't even your fault, just a glitch in the system, if you will. A 1-0. This one, ground ball. Moskowitz can't quite get to it, and Hansen there to cover, and there is 2 away. Oh, that was kind of scary the way that one was in there. It looked like Moskowitz was going to get to it in time and just kind of gave up on it, but I'm not for sure. Maybe Hansen might have been calling him off, too.
He might have been. It's kind of hard to hear with the headphones on, especially in a little bit distance away, but, I mean, Moskowitz, it would seem like it was right there. He had enough momentum. He just cut short.
But 2 outs. So now Wagner, by the way, is down to their final out. As the first pitch to Loeffler is up for a ball. He is 0-3 so far today. This one, 2-0 the count. As Moskowitz is up to 88 pitches. So if he can get this batter right here, he'll be able to complete the game. The 2-0, this one in for a called strike. Loeffler trying to keep it alive for the Wagner Red Raiders. Moskowitz kicks and fires. The 2-1. This one called strike. And now Wagner down to the final strike of the game. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. This one, ground ball over to Hansen, but they say it goes just foul down the third base line. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Loeffler trying to keep this game alive for Wagner. Taps home plate. Moskowitz gets the signal. This one, swing and a miss. And that will do it here for the Vermillion Tanagers as they get the win over the Wagner Red Raiders, as Moskowitz is able to go the distance and get the victory for the Vermillion Tanagers. For Jack Moskowitz, 7 innings complete, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, and struck out 5 this evening. The losing pitcher tonight will be Pasica for the Wagner Red Raiders, as he went through a 1 1/3 complete, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, and struck out 1. Slaba in relief went through 4 2/3, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walked 2, and struck out 7 for Wagner. For the Vermillion Tanagers, 2 different hitters with double RBIs on the evening, including the senior Jack Vitt had 2 RBIs and Hayden Christofferson. Otherwise, an RBI apiece for Robe Peterson and Rorig on the evening for the Vermillion Tanagers. An RBI apiece for Link and Slava here for Wagner. As we take our final thoughts, Tavin, your final takeaway from this game here for Vermillion Tanagers.
I mean, they just got it done for the seniors. I think that's one way you can kind of escalate this season for Vermillion. You got Solzy and Vitt. Had a very good game, those 2 players. And then Jack Moskowitz on the mound. Had that rough first inning, but after that, the defense was stellar for the Tanagers.
So Vermillion now continues what has been a theme so far this season, losing 4 straight, winning 4 straight, losing 3 straight, winning 3 straight now. Their next game comes up tomorrow against Bonhomme on the road before they're back in action on Monday against Dakota Valley and on the road Tuesday against Elk Point Jefferson. But otherwise, that will conclude our coverage right here on Live Ticket TV. As again, Vermillion gets the win 8-3 over Wagner. For Tavin, I'm Heath Nimke. Until, hopefully, fingers crossed, the region tournament, you've been listening to baseball coverage of the Vermillion Tanagers here on Live Ticket TV.